stroke.
Yeah, and her suit, it's a suit. Like, it is a burgundy suit. It is very toasty. So,
I've seen pictures of it in your
mhm,
shoots that you've done with your friends.
yeah. So it's toasty. It's toastier than my season 1 Vi, which is impressive because that red jacket is flannel. So it's so comfortable, but it can get a little toasty. Although I wore it for all 3 days of Fan Expo Denver, which was in Denver in the 90-degree heat, and we were going like in and out of the convention center, and that was hot, but
Sweet.
it didn't bug me very much.
Today's Cosplay Con Talk episode is sponsored by Moco Queen Color Contacts. Don't forget to use my code Wayne for 10% off at checkout at mocoqueen.com. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode.
There we go. How's it, everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome back to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. Real quick, Shayla, have I had you on here before?
Yes, I was not specifically this part of your show, but I was on the talk about the live action Disney movies
Oh yes, yes, yes.
a couple years ago.
Yes, for the Geeking Out, yeah, comparing
Yeah.
live action to the animated. Yeah, we're not going to talk about Disney's live action movies.
We don't talk about.
We don't talk about Stitch. Anyway, we are going to be doing another convention recap, this time for the local Southern Oregon Con, Rogue Comic Con, which just happened about, I want to say 2 weeks ago. Has it been 2
It's
weeks
like a
almost
week and a
now?
half ago.
Almost 2 weeks ago. Wow,
Mhm.
time
I
flies.
know.
For those who are not familiar with Rogue Comic Con, it is formerly known as Medford Comic Con, which was ran from 2015 to 2019 at the local library, and then after 2020, from 2020, and then in 2020 to 2023 was just no more due to COVID, and then came back now as Rogue Comic Con 2024, and then which was one day, I believe. Yeah, it was
Mhm.
one day.
Yeah.
And
May the
then
4th.
May 4th, which, Free Comic Book Day and all that stuff going on. So,
Mhm.
it was also raining, but, I called it, for that one day, I called it Rain Con because it was just constantly raining. I feel bad for anyone who was wearing a full fursuit all that day.
Oh.
Which I want to know what technique that fursuiters have when it comes to doing an event outside in the rain. If you have your technique, let me know. And then there was for 2 days this year, the 16th or the 17th, I believe.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I believe
Yeah.
so.
That sounds right.
Yeah, and the themes were Star Wars and DC Comics. And I'm joined here by, if you all want to introduce yourself, starting with Vi. Care to introduce yourself real quick?
Hi, my name is Snowfy. Some people call me Vi, but I mainly go by Snowfy. I primarily cosplay Vi from Arcane. I've been cosplaying for I'm coming up on the 3-year mark next week.
Nice.
But yeah, I am new to Southern Oregon. Originally started in Colorado, but it's been fun jumping into the Southern Oregon cosplay scene, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And if you saw them on our Geeking Out podcast discussing live action and animated Disney movies. Care to introduce yourself, Shay?
Hi, I'm Logical Dreamer, but my friends call me Shay. At least they would if I had any friends. I couldn't help myself. I am sorry. This is my 10-year anniversary of going to Comic Cons. My very first was Medford Comic Con at the library. I won the adult costume contest because I was the only adult. I dressed up as Agent Carter, and it was great. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here and happy to support Rogue Comic Con.
So have you also been cosplaying for 10 years as well?
Technically, yes. That was like my first official like cosplay, but I've been dressing up like to go to movies and stuff basically my whole life.
Well, cosplay-wise, congratulations on being, as I call it, a cosplay veteran. You've been cosplaying for over 10 or more years, and you have seen the change in the cosplay and convention scene.
Yeah.
And then you see him a lot, all the time on my convention showcases, and also they were on here for an interview a while back. Care to introduce yourself, Kaiju?
Hello, I'm Kai or Kaiju. Either or works. And I have been cosplaying for since 2017. About. I started off with fursuits, and now I'm branching out into more cosplay. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. Yeah.
Well, again, thank you all for coming back on here.
Mhm.
So yes, we're gonna be doing a recap of Rouge Comic Con. Basically, everyone's gonna share their experience with the cosplayed, how they enjoyed it, and if they are looking forward to going back again next year. So starting out with Vi, because this was your first this is your first Southern Oregon Con in
Mhm.
general.
Yeah.
How did you like it, and how did you come about hearing about it?
It was really fun. I think I originally heard about it through was it the Facebook group? The
Probably
Southern
the
Oregon
Southern
Facebook group?
Oregon Cosplay Collective, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Either that or it was just straight from you. I forget. It's been a hot minute. But I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go at first, and like last minute requested the time off and got it off. So that was really nice. But yeah, wait, this was a two-part question. Sorry, recap.
So basically, what was it like for you, and how did you hear about it?
Yeah, so heard about it through the Southern Oregon cosplay group, and it was very fun. I think it was a very well done con, especially for being a free convention. Um, I will say I was there both days, and the weather was great one day and really not great the other day. The first
How's
day was
Oregon weather for you?
that's Oregon weather. I will say Colorado weather changes on a dime. It's kind of similarly, but it doesn't rain as much, so
It
I'm
just
like
snows.
slightly used to it. um, and I think that the vendors were all really great. I had a lot of really great experiences with talking to different vendors and seeing what everybody has to offer. Not as much arcane merch as I would have hoped for.
You'd think there would be, especially with season 2 that just came out like early this year, or was it late last year?
It was November of 2024. November
Yeah,
last year.
so fairly still so not even a year yet since the release of part 2.
Yeah, I saw there were two arcane merch items that I saw. There was an artist that was doing art of Jinx and Vi, which was fabulous. And then there was a JVic painting that I saw, and that was it. Like that was the entirety of all the arcane merch I saw that weekend, and it was so sad.
Man, you think,
Um,
with how big of a fan base they have, there'd be more.
I also saw very little arcane cosplays. I saw, let's see, I saw two Jinxes, I saw two Pit Fighter Vis. I didn't see anybody else between Jinx or besides Jinx and Vi. That was it.
Yeah, I only saw the two Jinxes, your Pit Fighter Vi, and the other Pit Fighter Vi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I did on Saturday. I cosplayed just season one Vi with the red jacket, and then Sunday I did Enforcer Vi, which was very fun. I had so many people come up to me and ask me for photos, which made me so happy. It was seriously so fun getting that much like recognition for this cosplay, and lots of people recognizing me in in Vi. That was really cool. Um, Overall, the people were so wonderful. I was super excited to have that be kind of my introduction to the Southern Oregon cosplay community was that event. And everybody was so nice. I made lots of really great connections, got people's social media. Um, yeah, it was really fun. I liked it a lot.
I'm glad you had fun.
Mhm.
Shay, same question. As I asked Vi, how long, how was con, and how did you originally hear? How did you come about hearing about when Medford changed to Rouge Comic Con?
Um, so to answer your question, I had a good time. I did go in with low expectations due to last year and the rain.
Not the
And
con's
when-
fault, by the way. That's an Oregon
I
thing.
know, but that was the first Comic-Con that I actually left early due to the rain. And then when I heard it was going to rain again, I was worried.
Mhm.
But I was very happy with just the short amount of rain that we ended up getting.
Mhm.
I think I was at, it was either Annie Medford or Meadowlark. I want to say in 2023 when it was still at the expo. Someone was there and they said that they were trying to get Rogue Comic-Con, Medford Comic-Con back up. And then I was paying attention to like news articles and stuff about it going to the city council and to see if they can set this up. Like I said, I have been part of this Comic-Con for a long time, since the very beginning for Medford Comic Con, back when Laura was the coordinator of the library. And so it's just it's been a really interesting experience, and I am very excited to see what it progresses to be. And also, I was very happy to see what it is, even though I was only there for Saturday and just a little bit of Sunday.
And real quick, who did you cosplay as?
So on Saturday, I was Galinda Upland of the Upper Uplands from Wicked, the movie. And then on Sunday, I was a out-of-closet Kim Possible.
Nice. Which, really well done, KP, by the way.
Well, it's easy when you have this.
The red hair. No, the red hair. If you can use your own hair in a cosplay, it always saves you from money and wigs and everything. And now, Kaiju, how was your experience with Rogue Comic Con, formerly Medford Comic Con? Who did you cosplay, and how did you hear about this con?
How I heard about the con was originally I went to it was in 2018 or 2019 when it was I don't remember, one of those years.
2019 was their last year before COVID just ruined everything.
It was 2019 then, because I don't remember how I heard about it. I know I was going to like prior smaller cons, the ones that were held at the Ramada Inn, and I remember just like through the grapevine figuring out about Medford Comic Con and going to that one, had a blast. And then COVID ruined everything. And after that, I remember just the radio silence for a while because of COVID and everything. And I was like straight up thinking, oh, they're just not going to come back. And one day I just saw on their Instagram.
That's what a lot of people thought from like 2020 to 2023.
And I was so psyched. I was so excited. And as for how I enjoyed the con, I had so much fun at this con. First con I've went to in a while, so I was super excited. Day one was a bit rough because the rain and everything. Oregon. But
it fit well with your Ellie cosplay though, with the rain.
Yes. Yeah, so day one I did Ellie Williams from The Last of Us Part 2. And then the second day I went as my fursuit, my original character. But yeah, that's what my friend kept saying when it was like pouring down rain, and we were over at the sensory tent because my friend was having some problems. So we were.
Uh-oh. Oh, I can pause it here.
Screens. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh, maybe, possibly.
I'll just make for some phone editing in the end.
Okay. Oh, the magic of editing.
The downside of being the content creator, the hours of editing.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Oh.
Maybe.
Oh, there we
Can
go.
you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
Yay. Oh, I'm sorry. My Wi-Fi is going to be doing this the whole time. I'm so sorry. but we were just holding down this tent quite literally when it was like super crazy with the wind and everything.
I heard like 1 p.m. like everything was just literally.
Oh, it was genuinely like awful, this weather. Oh my gosh. And yeah, our all of our feet were like on the hilts of the stands for the tent. We were holding it from the top. And it was right on the edge, so water kept dumping on my face and my poor makeup was smeared. But yeah, my friends kept saying, "Well, it looks in character," and I was
I
really
mean,
pissed off
yeah.
at the time, so. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. Was there another part of that question, or am I losing my mind?
I think you answered them all. Yeah.
Okay.
Back to U of I. This is actually going to be part of another podcast panel I'm doing about picking your cosplays. What made you want to pick not Pit? No, you didn't do. Wait, did you do? No, you didn't. No, you did
I didn't
Enforcer
bring
by.
Pit Fighter by. I did season 1 by on Saturday, and then I did Enforcer by on Sunday.
What made you specifically choose those cosplays for this con, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so I had originally anticipated cosplaying season 1 by for both days. Because that cosplay has the most storage and it's also really comfortable. Like it has several pockets. And my Enforcer by cosplay does not have pockets in it. So like I brought like my little hip satchel purse thingy that attaches. It looks like a Laura Croft, like I don't know how else to explain it. You'll see it.
Gun belt basically for
Kinda. It looks
her item
similar.
belt.
But that cosplay is just really comfortable, and I had not put on season 1 Vi for let's see, before I got married. So it's been like 9 months since I had put on season 1 Vi. I think it was like July or September of last year. So it's been a hot minute since I put her on, and I had just finished a new shirt, like the white undershirt with the gray collar. I had made that from scratch, and it was the first time I've ever made a garment from scratch on my own, which was very scary and intimidating, but I think it turned out okay for it being my first garment. So I really wanted to show that off. And also wear test it and make sure it would, stay together. But then I like was walking around on day 1 and I had multiple people be like, please be Enforcer by tomorrow. And I was like, okay, I'll be Enforcer by tomorrow. And I do plan on taking Enforcer by and probably season 1 by to Metal Art Comic Con, but Metal Art Comic Con. I'm still thinking about it. But I would totally take Fancy Vi, but Fancy Vi is really hot and it doesn't fit me very well right now.
And this is a summer con too, mind you. So
Oh, yeah.
dress accordingly, so
Yep.
you're not overheating or having a heat stroke.
Yeah, and her suit, it's a suit. Like it is a burgundy suit. It is very toasty. So
I've seen pictures of it in your shoots that you've done with your friends.
yeah. So it's toasty. It's toastier than my season 1 Vi, which is impressive because that red jacket is flannel. So it's so comfortable, but it can get a little toasty. Although I wore it for all 3 days of Fan Expo Denver, which was in Denver in the 90-degree heat, and we were going like in and out of the convention center, and that was hot, but it didn't bug me very much. So yeah, that was the main reason why I picked those. It had been too long since I put on season 1 Vi. And I missed it. I missed it a lot. I hadn't even put on my wig in months because I got it restyled by the person I commissioned it from. And then it sat there for like 2 months before I had the opportunity to put it back on my head. So it was time.
If you know their name, mind giving them a quick shout out for the person who made your wig?
Yeah, it's Swank Wigs. Cannot recommend them enough. They are a wonderful human being, number 1, and number 2, they were so great to work with, and they've been very nice in answering every wig question that I have, maintaining the wig, taking care of it. Like, can't recommend them enough. They're awesome.
Do they make beards as well?
I don't think so. I've never seen them. At least I've never seen them post anyway or any beards.
Alright.
So I don't think so.
I'm looking for a wig commissioner to commission Joel's wig from part 1 and part 2 of The Last of Us.
Oh, okay. I will say Swankwigs does a lot of like animated
Okay, so
wigs.
if I was to like do okay. Okay, I'll keep them in mind.
Mhm. They're also kind of hard to get into because they do like a booking system where their books open for like an hour or something every couple of months, and then you
Oh,
have
yeah.
to get your email request in there as fast as possible because it's first come first serve.
Oh, I mean, wig commissioners, they're busy because it can take a long time just to make one wig alone.
Oh yeah, yeah. I waited a long time for mine.
Oh, I believe it. Shay, what made you choose Glinda and KP for this con?
To be honest, I wasn't really had much of it in mind at the beginning of the year. I knew for sure like what I wanted to do for Meadowlark, and I'm still debating for Annie Medford. And then I happened to stumble upon Glinda's outfit online. It was on sale for like $30, and I was like, I have to get that. I'm a huge musical nerd. I love Wicked, and so like Glinda is a dream role for me. So I was like, might as well. And then no one knew who I was, but it was fine. Yeah, I got Barbie and Sleeping Beauty. But yeah, and then the wig, I think I just found it on Amazon or something. It was just like a cheap, quick thing, and I was actually surprised of how good the quality was, even though I was having issues with the little bangs swooping correctly. I was on the hunt for bobby pins for half of the Saturday. And then Kim Possible, I actually bought the turtleneck and the pants, I want to say like 3 years ago when I started growing out my bangs. Because I was like, I had bangs for like 10 years. That's mostly the reason why I cosplayed Anna for so long. Um, and when I grew out my bangs, I was like, what characters can I cosplay while using my real hair? And Kim Possible was the top of my list. And then it just kind of sat in the cosplay box for a couple years. And then it just dawned on me, oh, wait, hey, I have that. I can just put that on and go. And I just happened to have gloves, and my mom found a mini vacuum cleaner that I put in my pocket as my gadget. And yeah, it was fun, even though I was only there for like 2 hours.
Nice. Which cosplay did you enjoy the most doing?
Well, the one that I practiced the most was Glinda. I was practicing the voice and practicing like singing and stuff, and the one that I was most anticipating and excited about. But I think the one that got the most recognition, which surprised me, was Kim Possible. I was surprised because of how simple it was and how it basically was just me in an outfit. But I was happy. Like I'm going to be doing that one for Annie Medford. So
Ooh,
yeah, I'm excited, and I'm excited to do a little more research on KP because it's been a minute since I watched the show. So
nice. Kai, same question. What made you want to do Ellie and your fursuit?
As for Ellie, I've wanted to cosplay her for a long, long time. I mean, much similar to Snowy, how you have your character's tattoo reel. I have my character's tattoo reel. So,
Oh yeah, I forgot you
Dirty
have.
tattoos.
I forget you have Ellie's tattoo that she did herself.
yep, I have. So I was like, oh, I wanted to cosplay her for a long time, and honest to God, this con snuck up on me. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I was like, shoot. Typically, I do cosplay Jinx as my main cosplay, but she's kind of under construction right now. Like her wig is completely like, I'm redoing everything. I'm painting everything. I'm remaking everything for hopefully in time for Meadowlark. I was gonna do her normal self for day 1, and for day 2, I was hoping to have her finale design for season 2. as
Oh,
well.
with like she wears like the jacket, the shawl thing or whatever it is.
Her hood, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh,
I'm
that's good. That's gonna
hoping.
take. That's good. That's gonna
hoping-
take quite a. I mean, Anna Medford is in September, so.
No, Meadowlark.
Oh,
So
Metal
July.
Arc. Oh,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
but
Well, yeah. You got like a month almost.
2 months.
yeah.
2 months.
Hopefully I bought all the fabrics, so I will be making everything from scratch as well. But I do hand sew everything, so hopefully I can get that done in time. We're hoping. I know I'm gonna make season 1 Jinx work. I know I'm gonna do that for sure. But yeah, so that's my reasoning for Ellie. Sorry, I kind of got off track. um I do want to revamp her at some point. I know we were talking about doing a duo as Joel
Yeah,
and Ellie.
doing a collab.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would want to do part 1, Joel and Ellie, or part 2, Joel and Ellie.
I could try to do part 1 Ellie. I mean, she's not really too different. It's just her clothing, really.
No, and her hair, and plus, and I know some people are giving it hate, but her hair is long in the TV show in part 2.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And yeah, I just used my real hair. My hair's a little long, but
There's no.
I
I mean,
mean,
I don't blame you for. I don't blame you for not cutting it to look like part 2.
oh yeah. No, I like my long ass hair. But yeah. And then as for Kaiju, my fursuit, he's just been like my main dude forever. He's like my mascot. I mean, I'm Kaiju Commissions. He's Kaiju. But and that was also just like he's finished. I don't need to like add anything or like get ready really. I just kind of need to put him on and let's go. So he was a pretty simple choice, and I hadn't worn him to a con in a long time, I feel like. And it was a blast wearing both of them.
And that, and if I'm not mistaken, that was a real spike collar you were wearing.
Yes.
I remember we gave you a hug. It's like I felt like, oh, that's not fake. That's real. That's a real
I'm so
spike
sorry.
collar. No. You're fine. It's like I couldn't tell if it was real or fake at first. So when I gave you a hug, like, oh, okay. That's a real spike collar. Where
Yes.
did you get that, by the way?
So I got that at a con, BLFC, that I talked to you prior about in my interview that you did with me. I got it. Oh, I don't remember the seller. I can try to look for business cards that I keep, because usually whenever I buy from an artist, I try to keep a business card from them. I can try searching for it, but it was a really sweet vendor. They handmade everything.
Oh wow! So they must
Yeah.
have like bought the spikes and put it up. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Nice. So real quick, before I go into another question, this is specifically for Vi and Kaiju. Going back to Vi, what was it like entering the cosplay contest on day 2?
Well, it was my first time ever entering a cosplay contest, and as much as it wasn't a craftsmanship contest, it's kind of like Metal Arc in that way. I did not make that cosplay for Enforcer Vi. I would never enter a craftsmanship contest with a cosplay I didn't make, just to be clear, because I know that's a topic right now in the cosplay world. But I realized, like, as we were lining up to, it was a very last minute like sign up. I literally did not anticipate doing that at all that day until I had a friend of mine who was judging be like, "Hey, you should enter. I would love to see what you could do." And so I was like, "Okay, fine, I guess." And I didn't really have any like posing plan or anything like that, so most of my day was just spent trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do on stage because I've never done any of that before. Like, I was a theater kid growing up. You would think I would know what I'm doing, but all I really knew what to do was like throw my fists up. And then one of my favorite things to do that I learned from It's Hack, one of my mutuals, It's Hack.
Oh, they've been on this
Yes,
channel before.
I love It's Hack. Hack,
Great cosplayer. But I highly recommend checking
love
out
Hack.
their TikToks and their Instagram. Very educational stuff.
Yeah. But they talked about something that they do on their like walk-ons for craftsmanship contests, competitions, is they will like I can't do it here very well because of how right. But like putting your arms out and like trying to get the crowd to interact with you basically. Like getting the crowd to cheer. I have debated posting my walk-on video on my social media. I posted it on my friends only. I'm kind of embarrassed by it, not gonna lie, because after the like reviving the crowd type thing, I kind of just didn't know what to do. So I kind of stood there for a second and then I realized, oh, there's lots of people watching me, and I froze. And then eventually the announcer was just like, yeah, you can go talk to the judges now. And I was like, okay, okay. um, but it was fun. I met a lot of really cool people in line, and it was really nice to get to know people. And I'm really, really proud of the people who competed and also the people who ended up winning things. It was really cool to see everybody's really cool creations. It's like part of the reason why I love cosplay is just seeing what people can do and what people put together. And oh, it's so cool.
I
So
can't
cool.
wait.
I get so like, oh, I get so excited about it.
Nice. I can't wait to enter for my first time at World Comic Con next year.
Do it.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun one. I gotta get everything I need prepared for that, the contacts and everything. Same question for you, Kaiju. What was it like entering Kaiju for the World Comic Con cosplay
You got
contest? And I know it took them a minute. I know it took for a minute for your name to register for them, because I know they kept on calling your name.
Yeah,
For a good few
I'm
seconds.
so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed for that.
They couldn't.
Like,
It.
huh?
Nobody could hear what they were saying because everybody just kept shouting over each other.
Not to
Please
mention
don't feel embarrassed by
not
it.
to mention the mics were slightly muffled.
Oh yeah, the audio quality was rough.
And I was wearing my suit head at the time, if that adds anything.
So
So
that's
Totally.
that's like almost like wearing noise canceling headphones.
yeah.
I was just
No.
about to get up when they were like trying to call you. It's like, oh, I know where they're at. Oh, never mind. They're oh, just sit back down.
No, it was so funny though, because I was sitting there and I didn't realize. I'm just like, just kind of like staring off into space, over in the corner, and then I hear them call out full legal name, and I'm like, okay, it's like I
And you
ran up
just
there.
run. And the way you
Yeah.
ran up the stage was just so perfect.
Well, I'm glad you think so, because I didn't know what I was doing either.
It fits the character.
I'm glad you think so. But yeah, it was super fun. Always a little bit awkward, like Snoopy was saying, like how you're just, when you're kind of there, just sort of like, okay, I'm here, now what?
I just wish I had more time to plan.
Yeah, I wish they,
That's
what
my
I
fault.
wish they did. This isn't like
Prejudging?
against them or anything, but I wish that they would like give like a little like test run at first before everybody goes, so everybody knows what they're supposed to do. Because I remember turning to the person, the announcer, and being like, "Where do I go?"
What do I do?
Yeah, and so they were like, "Oh, you can go over to the judges," and I'm like, because where the line was, we couldn't really see what was happening.
Oh yeah, no,
So-
there was that big thing like blocking your guys' way.
Mm-hmm.
They had to got to the point where, and this is no fault of anyone, they had to like started like wrangling all the contestants to line up and everything.
Yeah, that was one nice thing that they did was they had one of the people that was like running the signups as they were like, here, you're next. They would come over to that specific person and say like, hey, you're next. Go get to the side of the stage just so you're like ready to go. That was so smart because everybody was just in a big clump.
No, I definitely agree, but it was so funny because I was, after I did like the run up and everything, and I talked to the judges, also all super sweet, amazing people.
Oh yeah, Lindsay, Marius, and Janisha, great judges.
And so after I talked to them, I looped back around and I went and waited where I was in the beginning of the line. And I was sitting there with my friend Kess for a while, and we were both sitting there, and it was so funny. They have the highest like expectations for me. Like, they see everything that I do as like a godsend. So I was like, they're like my biggest fan, and so I was laughing so hard because they were announcing people and winners, and I was just sitting there with my suit head off, clapping for everybody who was winning and everything. And then they were like, "Oh, put your suit head on." I'm like, "Why?" And they're like, "Because they're calling winners." And I'm like, "You're just assuming that I'm gonna win?" And not even 5 seconds after I said that, they announced my name as a winner. It was so funny. I was so excited and happy.
No,
but it was-
well deserved. No, seriously, well deserved. I gotta ask you though, how much did that tail weigh?
Oh, it's super light. It's super light.
I mean, I see. I mean, I saw a lot of fursuits that day, and like a lot of tails.
Maybe not even a pound. It's super
How
light.
long? How long is it?
I was looking up because I usually have it up here. It's about 5 foot in tail. So
There was. I mean, I saw a lot of. There was a lot of fursuits that day, and
Mhm.
ironically enough,
There
you
were.
know, Furlandia also just happened recently too. Which
Yeah,
I want to go to. I want to go to one of these days.
like 4 of my friends went to Furlandia, and they just got back home like a couple of days ago, and they said it was a blast.
Nice. I mean, speaking of fursuits, I saw that big dragon fursuit with that tail that looked like it was almost like 6 feet tall. Like, holy crap!
Yeah, the red one.
Yeah, the red, black, and white one. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you got to be burning in that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Whew, I don't know how people in fursuits do. I mean, I'm looking eventually to getting just a head and tail made for
A head?
and a no, I'm looking into getting a head and tail commission, but I know even just the head alone could be pretty pricey.
Yeah, they definitely get really pricey, and it definitely depends on the maker you go to. Yeah, I mentioned in our last interview, like I've seen them go anywhere from $100 to I've seen them go up to almost 10 grand just for a headpiece. So.
Oh, but just the more you're paying, the more detailed it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Again, congratulations, both of you,
Thank
on the
you.
cosplay contests. Let's see now. I think we got time for like 2 more questions. Now to go back in order. Vi, so what did you and your friend like all do when at the con?
We used it as a lot of opportunity to like walk around to vendors and stuff like that. We both bought a couple of things. I primarily used it as an opportunity for like networking because I'm so new to the Southern Oregon cosplay community.
Network,
I had my
network. It's best to always
networking.
network at conventions.
Yes, I brought a ton of business cards and I gave out every single business card that I had on me, which I was very proud about. And I still have plenty left for Metal Arc, which is great. I'll have them at my booth. And then so I gave out a lot of business cards. I met so many people. It was really sweet. Yesterday I got a comment on one of my videos on TikTok saying like, "Oh my god, I found you. It was so nice meeting you at Rogue Comic Con," and they posted the picture that their friend had taken of both of us. It was really sweet. Because this person had like ran up to me and was like, "Oh my god, it's Vi!" It was so cute. So it was a lot of like taking pictures with people, and I really, really, I did not get enough photos on my personal phone.
It's weird. You always get people take pictures of you, but you don't take enough pictures of yourself. So at the end of the day, you're like, do I have any?
What about
Fuck!
me?
Excuse my language. I allow one F. This is a PG-13, so one F word's allowed from one person. Any more, they get blurred out. But no,
But like at work, when I came back, everybody was like, "Do you have pictures?" And the only picture, like the only good picture that I have, is the one that Rogue Comic Con posted on their Facebook of Z and I, that Jinx cosplayer.
oh yeah, Zemoth, I think their name is.
Z, I love Z. Um,
The one with the
so yeah,
giant like shark cannon.
the fish bones. Yep.
Oh,
Um,
that's impressive. By the way,
yeah, that photo turned out incredible, and it's seriously like the only good photo I have from Rogue Comic Con, and they were very, very nice. I DM'd them, or I DM'd Rogue Comic Con, and I was just like, can I please post that on my Instagram, and I'll tag you guys and give you guys all credit and everything like that? And they were like, absolutely.
They're pretty chill
Which-
about as long as you tag them about
yeah.
getting a photo.
Yeah, it was great. And yeah, so basically just a reminder, when you're at a convention, take your own photos. Like, I know it gets really crazy, and it's something I need to remind myself of, and it's something that I'm going to keep in mind for Metal Art Comic Con, hopefully. I mean, I'm guesting and I'm gonna have a booth and stuff, so I don't know how easily I'll be able to take my own photos.
Even if I have to grab your phone to take a selfie.
But meeting everybody was really nice, and I did make a lot of really great connections, exchanged a lot of social media, met some of my mutuals online for the first time. Like, I met Wayne for the first time in person, and I met Kai for the first time in person, and it was really, really fun. Just like, we just spent hours walking around just meeting people, and of course, seeing lots of people and creative things. And my friend Link stopped at the author's booth. I forget his name, the one that does the Star Wars stories.
Timothy
Totally forget his
Don.
name.
Timothy
Mhm.
Zahn or Timothy Don, I think his name is.
Zahn, I think.
Yeah,
John.
Timothy Zahn, who wrote the Thrawn
Heir
book.
to the
Yeah.
Empire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, Heir to the Empire, yeah, the Thrawn, which I wanted to talk to him, but his booth was busy.
Yeah, we did stop at his booth because my friend, like, their sibling, is a huge fan. So we stopped and got a like paper signed for their sibling.
And Link's I think what they did, Spike Spiegel from
Yes.
Cowboy Bebop.
Where's my light? There we go.
Yeah, no.
Yes, they
Their
borrowed
their
my
co-
Spike cosplay.
their Spike Spiegel was really well done. I remember you telling me that. Yeah, they borrowed it, but really well done, Spike, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah, I did that wig, and I have yet to actually like cos test that cosplay. It's been done for a year, and I just haven't done it yet. I'll do it at some point,
If you need a jet black, I'm more than happy to help.
please. But yeah, that was. I'm trying to think if there was anything else we did. We had some really good food. The mocktail booth that they had there was really nice. But yeah, it was a lot of like people
the
watching,
Bar
meeting
None, I think it was
people.
called.
Hmm?
Was it the Bar None booth that had
Mhm.
like the drinks? So good.
Yeah,
I had
it's-
the rosemary peach. Oh,
Me
so
too.
good.
It was really good.
So good. You can taste the rosemary.
Oh yeah, it's strong, but it was so good.
So good.
But yeah, it was for anybody who's watching who came up and said hi to me. I love you. Thank you for making that con so special, because I just had so many people who would like see me, and even if they like, most of them didn't know me from social media. I did have a couple of people who did, but even just people who knew Vi, know Arcane, and were just like, "Oh my God, it's Vi!" and they would like run up to me, and I even had like parents, um, that would have. I had one set of parents whose daughter really, really likes Vi and likes Arcane, and they walked up to me and were like, "Hey, this is kind of weird. Can we get a picture with you? Like, my daughter really loves Vi," and I was, yes. So, yeah, I wish I got to see more of how those photos came out, but they're all on other people's phones.
Yeah, you got to
That's fine.
you just got to look at the hashtags.
Yeah, and I need to. I should have asked, like, "Hey, tag me if you post this anywhere," because I want to see it.
Yeah.
That's like a mental note I need to make for Metal Arc.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. Metal Arc definitely. Shay, what did you all do at the con?
Mostly walk. A lot of walking. My legs really hurt at the end. According to my phone, I walked 7,000 steps on Saturday.
Saturdays are always the busy days.
But yeah, I just, went to the different booths, said hi to friends, checked out the cosplayers, checked out everything. I just like being there, to be honest. Like, honestly, these cons are the highlights of my year. Like, there's something about them that just makes you feel good to be there, being around people who with common interests and people that you can nerd out and dress up and they don't judge you, and you can act like a different person. You can act like the character you are. That's one of the things that I always liked, and is that you can be someone else for like a day or for a couple days or 8 days now. um but yeah, I mostly just walked around, looked at this new stuff, chatted with people that I know, met new people that I don't know, and just hopefully made friends out of it. I Like I said, I was only there for just a couple of hours at the tail end of Sunday. I didn't know I was even going to go on Sunday because we had already made plans, but then those plans got canceled. So I was able to make it just at the start of the cosplay contest. And honestly, that was just a fun time, just watching everyone display their stuff. Um, Even though it's been a long time since I've actually competed in a contest, listening to your stories have just made me feel so good, and made me very reminiscent of my time when I would go on stage and just completely black out and have no idea what I'm doing, and the next thing I know, I'm off stage. Same thing happened with my graduation. Woo! But I yeah, just being there brings back fond memories, but also makes me excited for the future of Comic Con and for cosplays and just Comic Cons in Southern Oregon in general. I did stay back about an hour or so after the con was over and chatted with the vendors as they were loading up and putting their tents down. And it's so nice. It's when you know the people, because it's like seeing old friends and then you're just catching up, and then okay, see you at the next one. And so it's just a nice experience.
I'm glad you had fun. I feel like as long as you have fun and there's no issues, I mean, even if there's minor issues and you still have fun, I think that's all that really matters. Um, Kai, same question. How did you and your friends like enjoy the con, and what did you all do?
So for the most part, yeah, mainly just looked at vendors. I tend to like look at the same vendors and just like walk the same route like 5 times or more at the con, just because I'm like, oh, what if I missed something, even though I already walked that route.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, hung out with friends. Mostly day one, it was mainly just walking and looking at vendors, stuff like that. And then about half of our con was kind of not disrupted, but disrupted because we had a little bit of like issues, drama going on, but that's beside the point. It was mainly that. And then for day two as kaiju, I was mainly standing because I kid you not, from the entrance, I walked in, stood there for 2.5 hours because every time somebody would ask for a picture, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you can have a picture. I'd walk maybe a step. Can I have a picture? Yeah, you can have a picture. But
It tends to happen when you're enjoying a con and people like your cosplay.
yeah, it's like I really enjoy it, so it's like it's fine. But of course, for like people watching, if you ever like need like a break, if that ever happens to you, you can tell somebody no.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Or you can tell them, come back later. I need to take a break for a minute. I need to sit down. I need to have a bite to eat. I need some water. It's okay. It's okay to say no.
I think some people tend to forget that at cons, like that.
Yes.
Just etiquette goes out the freaking window.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Luckily I was in a good headspace. I was fine. I had food and water in my system, so I was good at the time. But there was a time where I was sitting down with my head off, clearly taking a break, sitting on a curb, and I had a few people that were like asking for photos, and it's like, hey, I appreciate that you like my cosplay, but
Give me a moment.
I'm eating a cheeseburger and drinking. Please come back like in 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's but Yeah, that was mainly the gist of my con.
I feel like, I mean, not every cosplayer needs to do this, but like if you're taking a break, you should have like flashcards on you. Like if someone tries to come up to you, just hold the flashcards like, "Please come back. I'm taking a break,"
Put a
Where
little sign in front of you.
or a sign or something, because like there are some people that are like, not everyone, but there are some people that attendees that don't cosplay that go to con and want pictures. Like they treat it like it's Disneyland, where they see the character and the other character like has no choice but to like interact. At a con, please respect someone if they say no, not now. No, I'm actually headed back to my hotel. Like you are allowed to say no, and if they get all huffy and pissy, that's when you like go to security or just ignore them
Mhm.
because you don't need to like with little kids. It's a lot more difficult
Mhm.
because this little kid sees you and they want a picture. They think like you're the actual character, and then adults like, no, I need to go. I need to like get food or just yeah.
I have a small little like thing about that. When I was as kaiju, of course I'm gonna have little kids. I mean, I'm a giant stuffed animal, so
So my niece adores fursuiters. Like she sees one, she's gonna run towards it because she thinks it's a stuffed animal.
yes, and I don't blame them. I see the same thing, and I'm a grown ass adult.
especially when they have the squeaky nose or the squeaky paws.
Yes. But there was a little kid who was glued to my leg for a while, and it was so sweet. His dad kept going, "Come on, buddy, we're gonna go look at the other people," because every time he walked by, he would just be like,
Mine.
Like just get a pry bar. It's
It was
like
really
someone get your
sweet.
kid. I need to go to the bathroom.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a lady, I was eating wontons from that truck while they were doing the cosplay dance thing on Saturday. And it was playing Let It Go. And of course, if you're a Disney person or just a person in general, when you hear Let It Go, you have to do the hand gestures while you're listening to it, or at least that's a Shay thing. I don't know. And I was eating while doing that, and a lady just randomly came up to me and was like, "You need to be on stage doing this song. Here, I'll hold your food. You go." And so I was like, "Okay." So I went on stage, did it, came back. My food was good.
Okay.
Okay, good. It's just
Yeah,
sometimes
she was just a lady.
it's a great. It can be a gray area when say, "Oh, hold your food." And, I'm good.
Yeah, I said you can have it, and she's like, "Oh no, it's fine." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, no, I think though when it comes to dressing up as a character, and I guess this is something that's always mentioned, like you are allowed to say no.
Mhm.
Yes, some people may get upset, but like your health, your physical and mental health come first. So if you need to go drink a water, take your medication, go eat, go leave the con, you are more than welcome to. You're not obligated to stay at the con if you need to go sit down, relax, eat, whatever. Like these people will probably see you again, or they'll see the same, see someone else cosplay the same character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know with little kids it's different because they're a little kid, they don't perceive spatial awareness and social cues and all that. But like adults, pending, you know.
Mhm.
But I know like everyone feels bad if they say no, but you don't need to feel bad. It's just if you're really not feeling it, that is okay. Just be respectful and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I guess one more question before we have everyone drop their socials. Vi, is this a con you would recommend to someone who wants to go to cons for the first time, or is in the Southern Oregon area?
Yes. I would say it's a really great con for a first time con goer.
It's
Um,
small.
mhm.
And,
It's small, it's chill. I think that there's options for things to do, but there's not so many options for things to do to where you're like looking at the schedule and you're like, I want to go to this and I want to go to this, but they're at the same time. I don't know what to do. I think it's a really great introductory con, but it's good even if you're not necessarily a introductory con person. Like if you've been to tons of cons, I think it's still very worth going to. It's a fun one.
yeah, no. Shay, same question. Is this a con you would recommend?
Yeah, I definitely would. I honestly, every con I go to, I always ask if someone is going to the next con, and if they don't know about it, I will let them know, like, oh, it's this time, this place, this person, this thing. Um, but I always try to show a little publicity when it comes to the upcoming cons. Just because we're kind of special right now because we have 3 cons in Medford in a year,
Rogue,
and so
Meadowlark, and
so
Medford.
for Medford Comic Con, I was like, or excuse me, Rogue Comic Con, I was like, hey, are you going to Meadowlark? And Meadowlark, I'm like, oh, are you going to Annie Medford? Annie Medford, oh, are you going to Rogue Comic Con? So
Mhm.
it word of mouth, letting people know that this is a thing, and that if they want to do like vendors or if they want to do cosplay, that they are able to do it. And I definitely would recommend Rogue Comic Con. Like I said in the beginning, I had low expectations, but it ended up being a really fun time, and I think I'm honestly really excited about next year.
Oh yeah, no, me too.
So I really hope that it doesn't rain next year, and that we will have a good Rogue Comic Con.
Well, it's in the middle of May, so we'll see. They say rain
Yeah.
or shine, and there is nothing wrong about mentioning other cons, just so people like have variety.
Mhm.
So that I mean, like then that they know that oh, there's not okay, there's more cons. Okay, let's go see those ones too. Because I definitely with Medford expanding, and not to mention in Central Point how they're building another sports center in Central Point right next to the Family Fun Center and everything. You know, and now that hopefully someday, who knows when, that this town will finally realize, oh hey, maybe we should build a convention center in this town because you got the expo, but that you're limited. We got Rogue X, which is a great place. I'm hoping either they expand, they add more to that, or eventually, you know, Medford like, okay, we're finally building that convention center everyone wants because again, Medford's growing. You're getting more hotels, more apartments, more housing built. You got more people coming in from up, down south and up north. So,
I know that when Meadowlark first started, they did it at the Ramada, and that was the
Mhm.
biggest convention room that they had
That
in
that
Medford,
that
according to
convention
them.
that
Yeah.
convention center. I'm sorry, but that should not have been called a convention center. I'm sorry. That's just like a room where you have like a birthday
A
party,
conference room or something. Yeah.
conference room. Yeah, from that to Josephine County Fairgrounds and Grants Pass,
Hmm.
and then Anna Medford being held at the Expo, and then and then last year both being held at Rogue X, which bigger space, central conditioning.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
The
That's a pretty
indoor
good.
is definitely a plus, but the outdoors was actually pleasantly nice when it was actually nice.
Mm, and not everything on fire. Um, Kaiju, same question. Would you recommend Rogue Comic Con to first, to people who are curious and want to dip their toes into the Southern Oregon con scene?
Absolutely. It's so much fun, and it's free, at least for
The time being.
yeah. But no, I think the cons down here in Southern Oregon are a lot of fun. I mean, they're where I started to go. That's where I'm going to keep going. I've only been to one con outside of these small 3 cons, and that was Ginormous Con BLFC, Reno, Nevada. Yes. But I absolutely would recommend it. It's so much fun. Everyone's so accepting. Everyone's so creative. Yeah, I think it's great, and yes, I absolutely recommend it.
No, same. I recommend it, especially if it's your first time and you're on a budget, because and I'm sure eventually Rogue Comic Con. I mean, the event's gonna get bigger. A lot more people are gonna go because it's free to the point where it's like move location, charge or something. I mean, I have nothing against free cons at all, but like and just free cons in general. The more people come, the more like we need a bigger space
Hmm.
because
I
that area I feel like can only fit like a certain amount of people before it just gets too overwhelming. Because you also have the kid park too
Hmm.
in that
Mhm.
vicinity.
I feel like the way that they originally treated it was similar to events like Pear Blossom, which it has a bunch of vendors, and it's very similar where it's a free event. But like you said, because it's free and because it's Comic Con, and once you say Comic Con, everyone thinks of like the San Diego Comic Con or one of those big events, and so
Mm.
everyone wants to check it out. I know just from me saying in my everyday life that I like to go to these, every single person's like, "Oh, I want to go. Oh, I want to check that out." And so, yeah, like you said, I think maybe a bigger spot could be nice, but at the same time, I think originally it was supposed, because it is a city funded event. And
Mhm.
so that's the reason why it's free, is because it's a city thing. So that could be the reason why it's in that space, because it was viewed as like a pear blossom-esque thing. But
Mhm.
who knows? I kind of would like it to go back to the library.
Mm.
Or at least
Rug X.
yeah, something that maybe like make it a downtown event. It's not just in one area, but like a full downtown thing. I don't know. Or more indoors.
Well, we shall see. Yeah, no. I wish they can utilize the commons, that giant commons building that's right next to it. That'd be nice.
Mhm.
Last but not least, everyone share their links and everything where people can find you. Starting with you, Vi. Where can people find you on social media if they want to stay up to date with your cons, cosplays, and what con will you be going to next?
Yes. So on social media, I go by ViSnoffy on almost every platform. My primary platforms are Instagram and TikTok. I'm also active on Blue Sky, on YouTube, which I'm currently working on revamping as we speak. I am active on Tumblr. I have a Ko-fi if anybody wants to go support me on there.
Oh, it's
It's not as
Ko-fi.
active as I would
I
like
always
it
thought
to
it was
be.
pronounced coffee.
Oh, yeah, it's Ko-fi. But yeah, if you go to something like my Instagram, I have a Linktree link in all the bios of most of my social media that has all of my social media in one place. I will be guesting at Metal Art Comic Con in July in Medford, Oregon. And I will also probably be at Annie Medford. So yeah, there you go.
Same question for you, Shay. Where can people find you on social medias, and what cons will you be attending for the remainder of the 2025 con season?
So I am known as Logical Dreamer on basically everything. Um, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Usually, TikTok and Instagram are the two places that I primarily post my cosplays and that sort of thing. Um, um, and I am also going to be a guest at Metalark, so that is the next one. I honestly am very excited because I am going to be making my first cosplay. Um, After years of buying and years of pleading with my mom to please teach me how to sew, fingers crossed we get it ready. And I'm honestly just excited, and I'm also going to be a judge. So this is my second year judging, so I am excited.
Same with you, Kai. Where can people find you on social medias, and what are your remaining cons for the 2025 season?
So I go by Kaiju_Commission 611 on, mainly I use Instagram. I'm not really active on TikTok anymore, but you can find my older content there at the same username. Discord is Kaiju Commission's one word, lowercase. If you want to be friends, I'm down to talk. And then on my Instagram, there is a straw page. And then if you go there at the top, there's going to be links to all my stuff if you don't want to look up other things. So, because I am also active on Twitter, but it is NSFW artwork. Have your age in your bio. I will not let you follow me.
And what cons will we go into for the 2025 season?
All the small local ones. So Metallark and Eddie Medford. Yeah.
You all know where you can find me. Just the name below. I'm more so active on my Discord server and on Instagram. I have a Facebook page which I try to post every now and again, more just so updates or just random stuff pertaining to the channel. TikTok, I post here and there. I'm also active on YouTube. I try to post 2 to 3 times a week, whether it be a full video or a YouTube short, pending how I feel and if I want to sit on my ass for like hours on end editing. But yeah, mainly so active on. Ah, sorry, phone. I'm using my phone because it's the only the only device I can use for StreamYard that doesn't lag. But yeah, I'll be at Metal Arc and Animate for this year, doing convention showcases again. If you don't know what those are, please check out the playlist I have on my channel. It gives you an idea of what cons are like, especially if you've never been to the con or you've never been to one. And then to end the year for my 2025 con season, I will be once again at Kamori Con, pending on doing press, just waiting for that application. But yeah, again, Vi, Shay, and Kai, thank you all again for coming on to Cosplay Con Talk. It's always a pleasure. Highly recommend following them all to stay up to date with their cosplays and conventions. As always, I am Wayne the Unknown. Until next time, thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for watching.